Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because we're kicking off a brand new series here on the channel that I'm very excited about. We're going to be doing a brand showcase. I have a brand of products that I'm going to be showcasing. I'm going to break down all of the products the same way that I do in my demo and reviews, but we're going to be showcasing numerous products and sort of highlighting that brand and getting into the pros and cons of the products that they have. And today's brand is going to be one that was actually sent to me by a guy that reached out to me, wanted to send me some of his products. He's a fellow detailer. He owns a small business, has his own line of products on his website. Obviously, we'll get into all that, but he wanted me to go ahead and do an honest review of his products, so I figured I'd use it as a chance to start a new series here and do a little bit of a showcase. I have a bunch of other brands in mind. If there's any brands that you would like to see me showcase and kind of go through in depth and sort of review a line of products from them, let me know in the comments. But we're going to get into it. I'm going to talk about the brand. I'm going to talk about the products and what they do, and then we're going to get into a little bit of a demonstration of each product, and we're going to go from there. So yeah, let's get right into it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video with any friends and family that are into detailing, and let's get into it. So Matt from Winter White Car Wash and Detail was kind enough to reach out to me and ask me to review some of his products. These are the ones that he sent me to review here today. We're going to do an honest breakdown of each one. At the time of recording this video, each of these products is $14.99 on his website, which I will link in the description. You can go ahead and check that out. You can also book details with his company if you're in his area. So make sure you check out his website and see all the things it has to offer. Highly appreciate him sending me all these products. Shout out to you, Matt. We're going to break down each one. We're going to see how well they work, break down the pros and cons, and we're going to go ahead and work from the inside out. So we're going to be starting with the Total Interior Cleaner, which has added protection. Then we're going to go to the Oceanside Advanced Interior Dressing, then the Surfrider Waterless Wash, and then we'll work our way to the Wax On Wax Off Quick Detailer. So we're going to go down the line right off the bat here, breaking down the bottles for those that are interested in, for those that care about the design of the product. Bottles are, they look pretty nice. They're pretty simple. The bottle shape is similar to something you'd see from like a P&S. The sprayer on it is, just a standard sprayer. It works well. No issues with that at all. The design, obviously, he's got his logo on there. And then just the name of the product and a little background. Kept it simple, but sort of flashy enough to grab your attention. Really like the design of the Surfrider there. That's probably my favorite bottle. But we're gonna break down each product and we're gonna see what they can do. You can see obviously the directions, a little message about who they are as a company, and pretty much all the information you're gonna need is right here on the side of the bottle. So feel free to pause it if you need to, but we'll get into all that in the demonstration as well. So like I said, we're going to start with the interior cleaner and we're going to work our way out. So we'll go interior cleaner, then the dressing, and then the exterior products. So let's go ahead and start with the Total Interior Cleaner. So full disclosure as we get started here, this is not a sponsored video in any way. Matt from Winter White Car Wash and Detail was just kind enough to send me the products for an honest review. So you can see here is the door panel that we're going to be using the interior cleaner on. See, it's in pretty rough shape, a lot of dirt down there. Now the instructions on the bottle say you can just go at it with a microfiber towel. Don't really need to do any agitating with a brush or with any steam or anything like that, which is nice. First thing I noticed when I use the product is the scent. Scent's a little overbearing for me personally. It's sort of a sweet chemical kind of scent, almost smells like chocolate, but it's very strong. It's a little overbearing for me. I wish that the scent was a little less strong on the interior cleaner, but honestly, the cleaning power of it and how well it cleans, it genuinely blew me away with how well it cleaned with just minimal effort. You can see the big difference between when we started and what it looks like after using the product. So we'll go ahead and get started with the advanced interior dressing. Now the cleaner itself does have added protection, so if you wanted to use that alone, you definitely could. This just gives you a little bit of extra protection, and the bottle claims to give you sort of a satin finish. So it recommends that you let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes before wiping it. I believe I let it sit for a little over a minute. Obviously the video is sped up for time's sake. But I just wanted to go for sort of a satin OEM finish, nothing too glossy. Obviously, the more that you wipe, the more you're going to reduce that shine. So this is the end result here. Pretty good stuff, nothing too crazy, nothing super impressive, but it worked well. I mean, it definitely served its purpose. So pretty good results here with the dressing. So moving on to the exterior of the vehicle here, we're going to be testing the Surf Rider waterless wash. You can see the hood of this car has some paw prints from the neighborhood cats, a lot of mud and dirt built up there on the hood. Now this stuff is super easy to use. It's one of the things I love about it. You just spray it on and wipe it off with a microfiber towel. Super easy to work with. You can see the cleaning power in action there as it just does a tremendous job of lifting all that dirt off the surface. And it has great lubricity, so you're not going to have to be worried about scratching the surface or anything like that. It's got Carnauba in it as well, which is nice. It sort of gives you that glossy finish as you're cleaning, and it also gives you just a tiny bit of protection. So there's a lot to like about this product, and the cleaning power in and of itself truly surprised me. I don't know if you could see the other side of the microfiber there and how dirty it was from all that dirt it lifted off, but super, super easy to work with. Tremendous cleaning power, and of course it's always nice that it gives you that glossy finish, and it gives you just a tiny bit of protection as you're cleaning as well. Highly recommend this stuff. I even tested it on some bird droppings and things like that. Great stuff for when you don't have time for a full wash. So moving on here to what they call their quick detailer, which is basically a wax or a protectant. We're going to go ahead and apply it to a microfiber applicator. The instructions recommend you either apply it to one of those or you apply it via a foam applicator. Now this stuff is a little bit different than what you might be used to for a wax because it's not as pasty. It's sort of just a thin spray, but it's still super easy to work with. Nothing too crazy there. Just apply a nice even coat to the surface, and it claims to give you a high gloss finish. They recommend that you follow this up with their ceramic detailer for extra protection, so you might not get great long-term protection out of this stuff, but it is pretty easy to work with. Gives you a nice finish, and the hydrophobic properties that it claims to have are definitely there. Now, there was a little bit of protection left on this vehicle, but not much. You can see here clearly the way that the water rolls off right after applying the product. Pretty incredible water sheeting. Obviously, the two things we look at when you talk about hydrophobic properties are the water sheeting, how fast that water rolls off, and then the beading. So in terms of water rolling off the surface, really pretty incredible water sheeting. I was pretty impressed with that. You can see that portion of the hood is pretty much dry from all the water rolling off. Now the water beading is pretty solid. It's nothing great. It's nothing incredible, but the beading is pretty solid. And the way the water rolls off the surface, the way it sheets, that's what impressed me the most about this product. All right, so final thoughts on the products. Starting with the interior cleaner, I was pretty impressed with how well this cleaned. It cleans very well, gets all that dirt up, especially on door panels and things like that, really without needing to agitate with a brush. So if you're somebody who's in need of an interior cleaner that can clean well without a whole lot of effort, this stuff might be for you. It's got added protection again, which is nice. Not a huge fan of the smell. The smell's a little overbearing for me, personally. It's sort of like a sweet chemical-y smell. It's kind of hard to explain. Not a huge fan of the smell. If you're sensitive to that type of thing, you might want to avoid it. Otherwise, give it a shot, see if you like it, because it does clean very, very well. The interior dressing, the Oceanside Advanced Interior Dressing, pretty standard dressing. I don't know if I would personally go out of my way to switch to using this. It is a pretty good dressing. It works well, but it's just not anything super special in my opinion. The wax on, wax off quick detailer. I'm a little confused by the marketing of this because it's sort of marketed as a wax, but it's also called a quick detailer. Then somewhere in the directions, it refers to it as a compound, which is kind of weird. The marketing for me on this kind of seems to be all over the place. Nonetheless, as a paint protectant product, it works pretty well. It definitely gives you that water repellency that they talk about here on the bottle. It says it gives you a glossy hydrophobic finish, and it definitely does. Definitely enhances that gloss a little bit, and I was very impressed with how the water sheeted off of the surface after I used this. I don't know if you're really going to get great long-term protection out of this. They recommend that you follow it up with their Pro Shine ceramic detail spray, which you can also find on their website. But for this alone, I wouldn't recommend it for long-term protection, but it definitely does what it says it does, and it works well. Very impressed with the water sheeting on that. Beading, not great, but the water sheeting was very, very good, the way the water just rolled off the surface. My personal favorite product of all of these products is the Surfrider waterless wash. I love this stuff. I think it's a great exterior cleaner, especially if you live in a neighborhood with a lot of cats that climb all over your hood and get dirty paw prints on it, or even for bird droppings and things like that. Anytime you just want to do a touch-up, restore that gloss, restore that cleanliness to your vehicle, this is a great option for that. I highly recommend you check this stuff out. I definitely plan on keeping a bottle for myself. Works very well, super easy to work with, and does a great job of lifting that dirt off the surface. So definitely check this out. Again, it has carnauba in it, which is nice. It gives you a little tiny bit of added protection as well, and it leaves a really nice glossy finish. So highly recommend this stuff right here. So those are my final thoughts on the products. Let me know what you guys think if you tried them. Again, I'll leave a link to the website in the description. Make sure you check out Winter White Car Wash and Detail. Shout out again to Matt for sending me these products. I appreciate it. With that being said, make sure to follow me on all my social media. I'll leave links to that in the description as well. Leave a comment. Let me know what brands you would like me to review next, and I'll do my best to get to them. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe, share with friends and family, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Catch you in the next one.